Hello, Gerd. Welcome to the fourth edition of the Data 2020 Summit here in Stockholm. Thanks to you, thanks to SAP for being our partner in several events. We are really pleased to have you with us. Before we go on, can you tell us a bit more about yourself and your background, company?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Gerd Danner. I'm in SAP now for the last 21 years. Quite a long time. I've been in different roles during that
Very
time.
loyal.
Not always doing the same thing. I worked in development, I worked in consulting, I worked in product management, worked in pre-sales, worked in business development. That's the beauty of a large company like SAP, that you can have those various roles. Now, if there's one common thing across everything that I've done at SAP is it was always data-centric. Right? I was always looking at the data side of things. And 20 years ago, when I started with SAP, that was kind of exotic to SAP, because 20 years ago, SAP was a single product company just providing ERP to our customers. Now, SAP came a long way in the last 20 years, and we're providing best-in-class BI solutions, data warehouse solutions, data platforms like HANA to our customers. And increasingly, also driven through our strategy of delivering on the intelligent enterprise, data becomes really center stage to each and every discussion that we are having at SAP. And that's great for me, right? Because I'm now moving from being the exotic to being like center stage with my messaging.
It sounds like it's become the equal of data. Like when you mention data, and then you think of SAP, which is actually, I think that's great, honestly.
Yeah.
One of the topics that was mentioned today in the summit, and actually there is a whole a new stage on the how-to. So the state of a modern data platform and its implementation challenges. We've come a long way, as you said. Where do we stand with this?
That's a good question. Where do we stand with this? What we are seeing these days, well, typically the way I would like to approach it, right? We have a reason why we have a modern data platform. We have a modern data platform in order to create great business results, right? If I look at these business results that we need to create and produce these days, like customer retention insights, predictive maintenance, customer churn, and so on and so forth, what is common across these business results that we want to create is that increasingly we need data from various angles. We need enterprise data sitting in a enterprise application system like SAP. We need IoT sensor data. We need weblog information being captured in the data lake, and so on and so forth. Now, that is a common theme that we're seeing in a modern data platform, that we have that data sprawl, data being in many, many different areas, and we need to be able to combine that in order to create business results. And that is, even though we have more data than ever before, making it very challenging these days to create and manage and operate a data platform if you're following like traditional principles of copying the data in first before you can start working with the data.
One of the main pillars of the data management, you will agree with me that it's a data quality as well. So, and today there was many talks about the AI-driven vision for the future. But can you explain the top 3 arguments for the management to recognize the importance of data quality in order for them to get there in an AI-driven future?
Sure. Not sure whether I get top 3, but let me go there. Again, I would like to approach the question from the following angle. If you're looking why a company should have an AI-driven vision, it's again, you want to be better as a company how you engage with your customers. You want to be better as a company how you work with your suppliers. You want to be better as a company how to operate machinery. You want to be better in what kind of products that you create that might be digitally enhanced, right? You want to maybe even change completely some of your business models, changing from selling products to selling services, right? And in order to reach those business results, that is why you should do AI, right? It's not the other way around. It's not AI first, it's the business result and business objective first. Now that makes it already clear. If you want to use AI in order to reach like better customer engagement, if you don't know who your customer is, if you don't have a single common view of that customer, right,
Then
AI is not going to solve that. I can give you an
exactly.
example. We had one great scenario and use case the other day was RFP matching. So a company is selling spare parts, right? In oil and gas, they're getting these RFPs, hundreds of pages saying this is all we need from products and services from your product catalog.
Yeah.
And that used to be a manual activity to go through the own catalog and do manual matching. This is what the customer requests, this is what we have, right? Now, they can greatly automate that by AI and machine learning, but the foundation for that is to have a high quality and integrated product catalog, right? Otherwise, it won't fly.
It won't. So it's kind of an imperative for AI. Gerd, in the synopsis of your session, you say that how to deliver next generation data-driven insights, connecting to data rather than collecting the data. So can you explain further? You mentioned some aspects, but
Can I explain that a little bit further? Sure. Basically, what we have seen in the past while building data warehouses, right? And data warehousing is now, I don't know how long we are doing that, 15, 20 years at least, right? When we started with data warehousing, we're all super energetic and yes, that's going to be the next big thing. And we started loading into the data warehouse and integrating it and creating those great data models that served as a foundation for our analytics. At some point, we realized as these data warehouses grew in size and complexity that integrating yet another data set and yet another data set and yet another data set was becoming really costly, right? Integration of every additional data set, 3 to 6 months project, right? And that led to a situation where all of a sudden the teams managing these systems were always falling behind the speed that the business expected from them, right? Now, that is why I fundamentally believe we need a different approach on how we can build out such a modern data platform, right? In simple terms, where we can leave the data where it is and build semantic models on top, have a single place from where we manage like the schemas, the access, security, authorizations, all of that, but keep the data ideally where it is, right? Instead of having to.
The next question is about more of the SAP products. SAP is a global leader in this field, and when talking about modern data platforms, please tell us a bit more about the SAP HANA. Why should companies deploy it? What are the benefits? Which companies does SAP suggest that they leverage this new technology?
Yeah. Well, actually, HANA is not that new. We have HANA now for the last 5 years at least. Now, what makes HANA really special? It's a couple of things. To begin with, it's a platform that is translytical in nature. Complicated word. What does it mean? It basically means it's a platform that you can run a data warehouse as well as operational data processing on the same platform. That gives you the opportunity to put reports that you had previously in a data warehouse directly onto your ERP. You can do planning directly on your ERP, and that gives you a whole new set of business scenarios, right? You can directly in ERP ask, well, what happens if I change my payment terms from paying in 2 weeks with 3% discount to paying in 4 weeks with only 1% discount? What does it do to my top line? What does it do to my bottom line? You can directly do things like that in ERP if you run on HANA, right? Now, from a data warehousing perspective, I guess the big differentiator is that HANA is a complete in-memory platform, right? So that helps us to aggregate, to access, to process data much faster as compared to traditional data storage architectures. And that basically eliminates, from a data warehousing perspective, the need for many tasks that otherwise would be relevant, like building indexes, building aggregates, right? All those data management processes in the HANA data warehouse pretty much just go away, right? Now, who are the customers that should look at it? I believe it's relevant for every customer, right? Depending, obviously, are you looking at applications where HANA becomes the foundation? That is almost like seamless transition to go there, right? If you go SAP, our ERP, our customer engagement, our supplier network, all of those will move eventually onto HANA, right? On the data warehouse side, same thing. Even if you don't consider HANA on-premise, we have taken it to cloud already some time ago, and we have now just released Data Warehouse Cloud as a cloud data warehouse appliance, enabling speed and agility in business user-driven scenarios, creating data marts in the cloud directly on the HANA database with all those advantages I was mentioning. So I believe it's really relevant, and it's for every customer, no matter what size, no matter what industry, and it's relevant both across enterprise applications as well as BI analytics.
Awesome. Gerd, one last question. Looking at the data management technology or practice, but looking at it from your area of expertise, your product, your organization, what can we expect in the next year, let's say, the near future?
What we can expect from us from a product innovation perspective is we've put a lot of investments that partially already reached the market, partially will reach the market in the next few months. We've invested a lot on industrializing AI and machine learning. As part of our strategy of helping our customers become intelligent enterprises, it's of utmost importance to us to deliver data-driven automation into business processes, to name one example, right? So automate processes in ERP. In order to do that, right, we need to have a scalable platform that runs in 24/7, high availability, whatever scenarios, whatever qualities you apply to that at our customers. It has to be rock solid, it has to be industrialized. It cannot work on a bunch of loosely coupled open source tools, which is currently common practice still in many AI and machine learning scenarios, which, by the way, is the reason why many of those don't get beyond the experimental stage, right?
Yes. Awesome. Gerd, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to SAP for being our partners again and for conducting this interview. My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having me.